Welcome, humans, to Decked Out.
On today's episode, we are joined by MTGBaron and QueenOfCardboard, and each player has brought to the table one of their favorite creature types.
And you know it thanks to our sponsors, Tales of Adventure, Moxfield, and Ultimate Guard, and today's featured sponsor, Marvel Strike Force, but more on all of them later in the video.
That's enough from us for now. Let's go ahead and meet the players and check out their favorite creature types.
Hey guys, my name is Beth, otherwise known as Queen of Cardboard. I'm a content creator that makes Commander gameplay videos on the internet. And today I'm playing Chatterfang. This deck is one of my oldest. I've had it for quite some time and it's got lots of ways to win. But I'm really trying to put out as many tokens as I can and either sacrifice those to drain the board or come out with Crater Hoof and just swing in for lethal damage.
Hi friends, I'm Brendan Rowland. I go by MTGBaron on all my platforms and I make short form content for Commander-based memes. Today I'm playing Azuri, Renegade Leader, the leader of the Elf Ball. If anyone's familiar with the Lorwyn Elves, I'm just gonna get a bunch of them out and then pump them all up for a big swing.
How am I planning on winning today's game? Well, it's Elementals, my dear viewer. Today we're playing Horde of Notions, a Wooburg Elementals deck. And the name of the game is Triggers. We get a bunch of landfall triggers from the various Omnaths, we get ramp triggers from Risen Reef, and if that's not enough, we get to double those triggers with creatures like Yarok and artifacts like Panharmonicon. My opponents won't know what hit them.
Hello everybody, I'm MTGNerdGirl, and today I will be playing Wilhelt the Rock Cleaver. This typal zombie deck is all about value. I'm going to be sacrificing zombies to draw me more cards, to make more zombies, to sacrifice and draw me more cards. It's going to be a ghoulish good time.
Today's episode is brought to you by Marvel Strike Force. Marvel Strike Force. Marvel Strike Force.
Hang on, I'm almost done with this level.
Create and perfect your ideal hero team to fight Marvel's most iconic villains in this squad-based RPG. Use our link in the description or scan our QR code to download the game for free now and unlock free characters. There are always new characters to play, and you get 17 fan favorite heroes in the first 30 days. Jean Grey and Hercules are currently available in a limited time release event. It's the perfect way to pass the time while Veggie is taking a 20-minute turn.
Make sure to support the show by checking out Marvel Strike Force for yourself. You can find a link down below in the description.
Now is the best time to download because to help you start your journey, you can use this limited time promo code DEC24 to unlock Captain Carter and Strange Heartless for free. Don't forget to use our code or scan our QR code to download the game today.
Welcome to the table. Let's see who goes first.
4?
13?
13.
All right.
Ooh.
That's a good number for me. I feel like I'm winning.
Go Nerd Girl.
19.
Rat.
Yes!
I will start off with a Mirage Mesa, and I will choose black.
I swear I just drew into this, but I can't actually play it. I don't want to play it actually. So we'll do Forest into Harbor Elf. So I just top decked a Soul Ring, but I'm not even gonna be able to play it till turn 3 because I need to prioritize my mana dork and my 3 green mana cost Tribute to the World Tree. That's just gonna make every elf I play after that so much value. And I'll pass.
I'm gonna, oh, that was nice. I don't have to shock myself now. So we're gonna go Swamp into Gravecrawler, a 2/1 that can't block, but it says I can cast it from my graveyard if I control a zombie. I think I might be able to find a few of those. Pass.
All right, well, let's get in on this hot graveyard action. I'm gonna play a command tower, and then I'm gonna cast Faithless Looting. Draw 2, discard 2, flashback for 3. I'm gonna discard this Morophon the Boundless and this Overgrown Tomb, and then I'll pass.
I am going to play a Forest as my land for turn. I will tap 2, play an Arcane Signet. This taps for 1 color of any color in my commander's identity, so I will be able to tap that for 1 and play Nested Shambler. This is a zombie.
Friends! Twins! We're twins!
This doesn't happen every time.
Nested Shambler is a 1/1. When it dies, I create X tapped 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens where X is its power. He doesn't have haste, so I'll pass my turn.
Let's go ahead. We're gonna play a Forest. I'm going to tap 2, floating. I'm going to untap a Forest, Tap it again for 3 total to play Tribute of the World Tree. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card if its power is 3 or greater. Otherwise, put 2 1/1 counters on it. After that, I am out of mana and I'll pass my turn.
Okay. Well, I'll do an island for turn. And I was planning on attacking Airball as my co-host, but Tribute to the World Tree is too powerful.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with a Blade Stitched Scab. It's a 2/3 that gives other zombies +1/+0, and I'm gonna move to combat, and Baron, you're gonna take this 3 Gravecolor damage.
Ouch. Take 3.
I'll pass.
I'm gonna take another turn to develop. I'm gonna play this Cavern of Souls. We're gonna name Elemental, and then pay 2 for my own Arcane Signet. And then we'll pass.
I'm gonna go ahead and play my favorite squirrel, not squirrel land, Nesting Grounds. And then it's chatter time. So we will tap 1, 2, and 3 and play my commander, Chatterfang Squirrel General, on his Blueburrow side. This guy is a 3/3. He has Forest Walk. If 1 or more tokens would be created under my control, those tokens plus that many 1/1 squirrels are created. I can also tap a black to sacrifice X squirrels to give any creature +X, -X until end of turn.
We're not friends. This is like Root. We are fighting for control of the forest.
No. I protect the trees and the squirrels live in the trees. So
As long as you don't shake the squirrel tree, it's fine.
Tribute to the Squirrel Tree.
I'll tribute to the squirrel tree. This will be our enchantment.
No.
I'm happy. All right. And, you know, I feel like Airball, you missed out on some damage. So I will send 1 Nested Shambler your way.
Okay.
Pass my turn.
Alrighty, untap. I'm going to play a land. And then I'm going to play my first draw of the game, which was a Soul Ring that I could not play until now. Tap 1, 2, 3, 4 for a Null Mage Shepherd. Null Mage Shepherd says, it's a 2/4 Elf Shaman that says tap 4 untapped creatures you control to destroy target artifact or enchantment. With the Tribute to the World Tree trigger, I will put 2 1/1 counters on my Null Mage Shepherd. All right, and after that, I have no other plays, so I will pass my turn.
All right. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play a Phyrexian Tower for my land for turn. I can't attack anybody else except for Airball, and we don't leave damage on the table, and you're gonna take 5.
Right.
And then I'm gonna use the Phyrexian Tower to sacrifice the Gravecrawler to make 2 black, and I will tap 2 more to play my commander, Wilhel the Rock Cleaver. Whenever another zombie I control dies, if it didn't have decay, I get to create a 2/2 zombie token. And then at the beginning of my end step, I can sacrifice a zombie, and if I do, I get to draw a card. Wilhel and Gravecrawler is the perfect value engine. Every single turn, I can sacrifice the Gravecrawler, draw a card, and then bring it back the next turn to do it again. And then on my end step, I am going to sacrifice the Scab to draw a card, which will also give me a 2/2 zombie because a zombie died, and I'll draw. Pass.
I'll play this Plains as my land for turn, and then we'll pay 2 for a Brighthearth Banneret. Elemental spells and warrior spells I play cost 1 less, and it has Reinforce 1, but that doesn't matter anymore. I'll pass.
So I'm gonna start out this way. I will tap 1, 2, and 3 for a Sonic Screwdriver. This is a artifact that taps for mana of any color. I can also tap 1 and it to untap another artifact. I can tap 2 and scry 1, or 3, and I can make a target creature not be blocked. So it does a little bit of everything. Sonic Screwdriver is more than a mana rock. It's got a lot of different options there that opponents forget about. I think it's going to be useful for me in the late game, whether that's scrying or maybe making something unblockable. But what we're going to do is tap it for green mana, and I'm going to play Many Partings. This allows me to search for a basic land card and put it in my hand, as well as create a food token. But when I create a food token, I get to create a squirrel token thanks to Chatterfang, my commander. I went ahead and searched for a forest. Because I haven't played a land for turn, I'm going to play that now. And there is my food and my squirrel. But I'm not done yet. Next, I'm going to tap my 2 lands and play Prosperous Innkeeper. When this enters, I create a treasure. I create a treasure, I create a squirrel, and when another creature enters the battlefield under my control, I gain a life. There's my squirrel. There's my life gain.
Nice.
Hate it.
I love it. I'll pass.
Okay. I did say we were allies, right? So let me help you out a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and play a Yavimaya Cradle of Growth. So each land is a forest in addition to its other types. Yeah. So you do have forests now.
Why would you do that?
Sharing is caring.
That was the other game.
Look what I've been holding from my opening set.
Yeah.
Zombie elemental? Zombie elemental?
That sounds terrifying.
A zombie elemental, yeah.
We're gonna need the help.
Good time, boys.
Good time, boys.
All right. So let me go ahead. I will tap 2, and then tap 1, 2, 4. Let's go ahead and get the boss out himself. Zuri, Renegade Leader. Zuri Renegade Leader is a 2/2 elf warrior. With a green mana, I can regenerate another target elf. Or for 2 green, elf creatures you control get +3/+3 and trample. Little good old overrun. I will tribute the World Tree, so Azuri will come in with 2 1/1 counters.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I think my deck is going to lose the longer the game goes on. So let's get aggressive with this. And if I pay, if I pay the price, then I pay the price. So I'm gonna use the 1 floating here and 2 more mana. And I'm gonna cast Elvish Champion. This is a 2/2 elf that say all elves get 1/1/1 and have Forest Walk.
Oh no.
All elves, huh?
All elves.
So now Chatterfang and all the elves can just attack us for free.
So Tribute to the World Tree will activate and it will come into play with 2 1/1 counters. All right, the hardest thing about being the scariest player at the table is being the first one to die to crackback. So the only way I'm gonna be able to progress in this game is if I take players out one at a time. So let's go to combat. I need to commit. If I'm going to have a chance of fighting off 2 enemies, I need to commit to probably glass cannoning one of them. So I'm gonna let that go up to a dice roll. We're gonna say odds is gonna be Airball, MTGNerdGirl is gonna be evens. And that is who I will attack until either I'm gone or they're gone. So odds.
So that was Nerd Girl?
I will move to combat and I will swing 5 your way, Airball.
No blocks.
I will pass my turn.
I'm gonna play a Watery Grave. I'm gonna shock it in. I'm going to use 1 land to recast Gravecrawler. And then I'm going to pay 3 and I'm going to cast Midnight Reaper, a 3/2 that says whenever another non-token creature I control dies, I can have it deal 1 damage to me and I can draw a card. I'll move to my end step and will allow me to sacrifice a zombie to draw a card. I'm gonna choose the Gravecrawler. And when a non-token creature dies, I'll get an additional decayed zombie, but it will also trigger the Midnight Reaper. So I'll lose a life, I'll get to draw both off Willet and the Reaper.
Nice, good value.
That's awesome.
Airball?
All right, well, on your end step, I'm going to cast a Growth Spiral. Draw a card, put a land into play.
He's got a Yavimaya in his hand.
Yep.
He's gonna get ramped.
I was holding this as long as I could, but we're gonna put the Yavimaya into play now.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Nope.
Yeah, but if you kill me, then
Forest.
you'll still be forests, so.
I can live with that.
You get a forest. You get a forest.
Everybody's part of the woods now.
Nothing I play matters because I can't block anything.
Correct. You have 3 turns.
Wow.
I said the only way I'm gonna be able to survive is to kill one player at a time.
Okay, well, let's start here. I'm going to play 3 visits. Search my library for a forest, put it onto the battlefield, and then shuffle. All right, now I need the mana and I don't want to shock myself, so I just went and got a basic forest. And the reason I need the mana is because we're going to get some insurance from Queen. We're gonna pay 4, reduced by the banneret, for this Knight Incarnate. It is a 3/4 death touch. When it leaves the battlefield, all creatures get -3/-3 till end of turn. I am so far behind the rest of the table that I don't think I can win in a fair fight. And I think the best thing I can do is muddy the waters. And that's exactly what Knight Incarnate does. If everyone's worried about their board getting blown up, then they might think twice about attacking me. I could have evoked it and it would have gone away immediately, but I think I want the body in play and I think I want Queen to not want me to die.
Yikes. Sounds good.
So I will pass.
All right. So I think we need help.
Okay.
So here's the deal.
Deal.
Hear me out, guys. There's a world where we kill this, and then Queen uses the squirrels to shoot off the remaining point of damage.
But I have to wipe my whole board to do it, and it doesn't sound like that benefits me much at all.
It
So
means
here's the
that you're
thing.
on this side of the table. That
if-
means it's 3v1.
So it's a bit of a carrot and stick situation here.
Yeah. So work with us, or we have to blow up the squirrels.
I have 25 damage on board.
Interesting. I love guns being held to my head.
I guess so. I'm over here and I've said nothing but positive, like, friendship energy here, and then you have forced friendship. Which one do you want? Come on, come on.
We have no choice.
Well, I'm just gonna do some things, and y'all can shoot me or not, I guess.
If you could just kill this, that would save Airball.
That would.
Right? Because that's 4 damage, 4, 5, 6, that's 7 damage.
In all of my time that I've known Airball, saving him in a Magic game has never helped me. I'm gonna play Mudflat Village. It's a land from Bloomborough. You can tap it for colorless, or black to use it for a creature spell, or I can sacrifice it to return target bat, lizard, rat, or squirrel from my graveyard to my hand. You know, if you have to blow up my stuff, at least I've got a little bit of recursion there. You're not making me feel like I have a choice.
We're just asking you to sacrifice 1 or 2 of those squirrels. That's it.
All right, I am gonna tap my Sonic Screwdriver, my Mirage Mesa, and a Forest, and I'm going to play Journey to Eternity. This is an enchantment aura. I am going to target Chatterfang. When Chatterfang dies, because that feels like it's going to happen, I will return him to the battlefield under my control and then transform Journey to Eternity to the other side. All right, now I'm going to tap Arcane Signet for a black, my Forest for a green, Nesting Grounds for colorless, move those guys over just a little bit to make room for Savvy Hunter. This is a human warrior, 3/3. Whenever he attacks or blocks, I create a food token. I can sacrifice 2 foods to draw a card. I did have a creature enter, so I will gain a life off my Prosperous Innkeeper, and then I'm going to swing Chatterfang at Baron for 3.
Take your knife back. I have not held any threats against you, and you still still attack me. 3. All right, I'm at 34 then.
Yeah, if you ask me where I want my opponent, it's at precisely 34 left. No more, no less.
Are you done? So I can go cry on my turn.
Yep,
All right,
I'm done.
I will untap. I will shed a tear, and then I will draw. So I'm gonna tap 2. I'm gonna play Sylvan Library. Sylvan Library says, at the beginning of your draw step, you may draw 2 additional cards. If you do, choose 2 cards in your hand drawn this turn. For each of those cards, pay 4 life, or put that card onto the top of your library. I'm gonna move to combat. I'm going to swing Zuri and Elvish Champion your way, Airball.
Can't do anything about that. How much is it?
5 commander damage, 4 not.
Okay.
I don't think I can afford to pump just in case you have a different removal spell. So I will not pump. And instead, I will pass my turn.
Also, if you force me to block with Savvy Hunter, I will make a food, which will make me a squirrel.
I can also, if you're willing to help, I can kill like the Shambler and give you 2. That's a thing.
I'd rather block, but and not have Savvy Hunter die, but I'm willing to work with either option.
Okay. Drown Catacomb for turn. I'm going to go ahead and run back the Grave Crawler situation. I'm going to go ahead and pay 2 to cast a Talisman of Dominance. Taps for colorless, or I can pay a life to tap for blue or black. Yeah, that's it. We're friends. I can't do anything. I'll move to my end step and I'll use the Will It trigger to sacrifice the Gravecrawler, which will again net me 2 cards, -1 life, and give me a zombie with Decayed. I'll draw 2 cards and hope to find some answers. I do have 8 cards, so I'll move to discard. And we'll just discard this zombie and pass to Airball.
I'm dead on board.
I don't even know if I can attack next turn. I think I would just die to both of your guys' crackback. Because I'm gonna probably take 8 damage to myself in library.
Then in that case, we're going to tap for a reduced 6 for an uncounterable Omnath Locus of Rage. This is a 5/5 with landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, create a 5/5 red and green elemental creature token. Whenever it or another elemental I control dies, deal 3 damage to any target. Okay, then I'll pass to Queen.
I'm trusting my squirrel friends.
I'm gonna use my treasure. And I am going to use that for black. No, I'm going to use that for green. I apologize. I will play Ivy Lane Denizen. This is a 2/3 elf warrior. Whenever another green creature enters the battlefield under my control, I put a 1/1 counter on target creature. While I've got the combo in my deck, I don't have Scurry Oak in hand. So playing Ivy Lane Denizen this early on can make me look like a target, but I have to do something to get bigger than these elves. Otherwise, I'm never gonna overcome them. I do not currently, as I said, have a way to kill you. I will, however, gain a life. I will then tap 1/2, green and black, and play Gluttonous Troll. This is a troll with trample. When it enters the battlefield, I will create a number of food tokens equal to the number of opponents I have. If that sticks, I will make 3 foods and 3 squirrels, having 4 green creatures enter the battlefield.
Yeah, I don't think we can let Queen do what Queen is doing while not helping you survive. So I think I have to respond to the counters, respond to the squirrels coming into play before the counters go off and blow up your guy. I will sacrifice the Decayed zombie to the Phyrexian Tower for some black, and I'm going to cast Murderous Rider on the Swift End. I'm going to destroy a target creature or planeswalker, and I will lose 2 life. And I'm going to be targeting Airball's elemental that's going to give -3/3 to everything.
In response, I am going to sack my 4 foods to draw 2 cards.
Okay, and then priority back around to me. You're fine to resolve that. I will respond by tapping 5, and I will give all of my elves +3/+3.
Ooh, all. I didn't know you had that much mana open.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to get my Journey of Eternity turned into a land. That's part of this. And I will have 2 squirrels because of Nested Shambler.
So let's go ahead and resolve the Murderous Rider then.
Sure, so you'll take 2,
I'll lose
and
2.
this will die. That triggers Omnath, will send 3 damage Chatterfang's way.
Cool. So Chatterfang dies, but I have Journey to Eternity. So Journey to Eternity reads that it will return to the battlefield and Journey to Eternity returns transformed. Now this is a neat little legendary land. It is Otzal, Cave of Eternity. And I can tap it to add 1 mana of any color to my mana pool. I can also tap 5 mana and it return target creature card from my graveyard to the battlefield. So right now I have 6 squirrels to play with, and we're trying to not have everyone hate me. So what I would like to do while we're still waiting for this -3 to go off is tap Atzel, sacrifice all 6 of my squirrels to +6/-6 Elvish Champion.
Sick.
So that's a -9 on Elvish Champion right now. Yeah, Elvish Champion's gonna die.
I also do gain a life for Chatterfang. I believe he leaves and returns. Correct.
I cannot regenerate Elvish Champion, so that will resolve.
Okay, so now the Night Incarnate trigger will resolve. Everything will get -3/-3,
Okay.
including my Brighthearth Banneret. Yeah, so I'll send the 3 damage upstairs to Baron.
Okay.
Cool.
I will lose 2 non-token creatures, so that means I will lose 2 life and draw some cards. Will It also does say whenever a zombie I control that is not a token dies, I do get to make an extra zombie. So I will be left with 1 decayed zombie at the end.
because the board wipe is a -3/-3, my nested shambler will die at less than 1 health, which means no squirrels.
Oh, wow. I never even thought about that.
Yeah. I do choose to leave Chatterfang in the graveyard. Pass.
All right, I will untap. I will draw.
Still think we're in
3.
danger.
100%.
2, 3. Wow, that is a lot of. I'm not gonna say because I'm sad regardless. Yeah, Airball. I'm gonna currently swing a 4/4 your way.
Is there an on-board way it can be pumped?
Yes.
The card itself gives +3/+3 to all elves.
Okay. Then I will not pump.
I will go ahead and make it 7 then. So it is 7 damage coming your way.
Still commander?
Yes.
All right.
That's my best bet, and I will pass my turn.
Swamp for turn. I'm gonna pay 6. I'm gonna play a Zombie Apocalypse. I'm gonna return all zombie cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, tapped, and then I'll destroy all humans, which, not relevant.
Go elves.
Anybody feel like they should be playing The Walking Dead?
I will go to end step. I'll do the same thing. I'm gonna have Willet get rid of the Grave Crawler, give me a second decayed zombie, which will net me a loss of life and 2 card draws. And I will pass to Airball.
Let's start here. We're gonna pay 1 for a Flamekin Harbinger. It's a 1/1. When it comes into play, search for an elemental card, reveal it, and put it on top of your library.
I love the Elemental Shamans. They're such a good card art, such a good design.
I am going to reveal Muldrotha the Gravetide.
Oh, no!
Nice.
The elemental that'll go on top.
I'm afraid.
We're gonna pay 2 for a Bramble Familiar. It's a mana dork. 2 in a tap, discard a card, return it to my hand. And yeah, everything else is going to stay home. Pass to Queen.
Sounds good. I'm gonna play another Bloomburrow land. This one is Fountain Port. You can tap it for a colorless, or tap 2 and it to sacrifice a token to draw a card. I can also tap 3 to pay a life and create a fiche, or 4 and tap it to create a treasure token. Is it good? Is it bad? You decide.
It is a great blue-white control card.
Queen, do you have creatures and stuff?
Do I have creatures and stuff?
Are you gonna play stuff?
I would like to play stuff.
I'm gonna suggest you don't play stuff.
What about other stuff? What about non-creature stuff?
Yeah, you can play non-creature stuff.
I was just looking to see if I had any card draw or anything. I can scry. So I guess that's what I'll do. I will tap my Arcane Signet, my Nesting Grounds, and tap Sonic Screwdriver to scry 1.
It's not a basic land with all those faces.
I'll put that on top.
If you can play something if it's a 5/5 or a 5/5 or bigger.
Pass my turn.
All right, I don't like the sound of that. I will untap. I will lose 8 life, probably. Let me draw 1, 2, 3. You're so funny, deck. I will go ahead and lose the 8 life. 8 to Sylvan Library. So maybe I can get back into this game after this board wipe. Who would have thought? More land. Play another land. All right, well, I'm gonna have to get aggressive, so let's go to combat. I'm gonna swing Azuri, Null Mage, and Arbor over your way, Nerd Girl.
No blocks.
Okay, now here's the hard question. Would I like to pump? Let's go and pump. I'm gonna tap Soul Ring, and you have Maya in the forest.
All right, I count 19, so we're gonna take 19 damage.
Some of that is Commander.
Will pass my turn.
Oh, I will be
Yeah.
good. One of us will be good and dead long before that matters.
That's fair.
I will pass my turn.
All right,
Good undead.
Oh.
Get it? Yeah. Yeah. You like that?
all right.
Nice.
It's time to give this aggro player a taste of his own medicine.
Oh no!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're gonna play Rooftop Swarm. I can pay 0 instead of the mana for all of my zombies.
I hate that.
Let's start with a Noxious Ghoul. Whenever it or another zombie comes into play, non-zombie creatures get -1/-1 till end of turn.
I will lose my Arbor Elf.
And I'll lose my Flamekin Harbinger. I will get an Omnath trigger.
Oh, yeah, you
Please
should shoot
kill.
something.
Please kill the ghoul.
The ghoul?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. We'll hit the ghoul.
But that stops me from killing all of these elves.
At this point, I am way more concerned about.
Me?
Yes.
Little old me?
I have no draw engine and you have a draw engine. That's the problem. With omniscience.
free zombies.
With
Yeah.
omniscience, yeah.
So when a zombie dies, Willet will trigger and the Reaper will trigger. I'll lose another life. I might kill myself on accident here. So that will happen. I think I've come too far. I will tap the Phyrexian Tower and sack this Decayed token that I just got
What could you possibly need to spend mana on? This is terrifying.
to cast Victimize.
Oh my god.
I will sack another zombie, lose a life, draw a card, and it'll allow me to bring back 2 zombies from my graveyard.
What zombie did you sacrifice to get a card?
Decay.
The-
Yep, I'll put that card back.
Very good. Just
I lied.
Being extra careful.
I lied, I will not get a card, but I will get to resolve Victimize and bring back the Noxious Ghoul and the Grave Crawler. So now -3/-3?
It's gonna kill the Bramble Familiar. And we're gonna fire right back at the ghoul.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Oh. Just let me kill these.
No!
All right, well,
So it will happen again. You will take a damage, you'll draw a card.
Yep.
I'll get another zombie, I'll lose a life, I draw a card.
Oh god. This is a funny interaction. This is an interesting interaction, really.
I'll play a Diregraph Captain, it has Death Touch, and my other zombies get +1/+1. And whenever a zombie dies, I get to I get to have an opponent lose a life. I'll also play a Tomb Tyrant. Zombies get +1/+1, and I can also, I have to read it. Pay 3, sacrifice a creature, return a zombie creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only during your turn and only if at least 3 zombie creature cards in the graveyard.
Oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
All right, elves, we're gonna come in for some damage. I think this just kills you.
So is that your declared attackers?
That is the declared attackers.
I'm gonna do what elves do best and do a little trickery. I'm gonna tap a mana.
Fog? Please tell me you have it. That'd
I'm
be
gonna
hilarious.
cast Fog.
Wow.
Yes, that's great.
So smoke on the zombies, smoke on the water, and I will survive 1 round of combat.
I love it. I love it. That's great. Oh man, that's perfect. Okay, at the end of combat, the decayed zombie will die. I'm gonna cast 1 more zombie just for the Bloxies. I'm gonna cast a Champion of the Perished, a 1/1 that gets a +1/+1 counter on it whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under my control. You know, I'm at 9. I think I'm gonna not sack or lose anything because of the Midnight Reaper. Actually, you know what? So that way I survive a board clear, I'm actually going to trigger Willet and sack the Midnight Reaper, which will give me another decayed zombie. I'll lose a life and draw a card, but I don't just die to a board clear.
I'm gonna untap, and then I'm gonna pay 6 for this Muldrotha that I just drew. Muldrotha is a 6/6 elemental avatar. During each of my turns, I can play up to 1 permanent card of each permanent type from my graveyard. Right now, that's just gonna have to be this 1 Overgrown Tomb, which is gonna come into play tapped, but when that happens, we'll get a landfall trigger from the Omnath, and I will get a 5/5 red-green elemental creature token. So let's go to combat, and I'm gonna swing in the Omnath.
I'm gonna block it with just the Champion of the Parish because I think I need extra blockers for the elves and things. So I will just block with the 1.
Say their name. Squirrels. We're not things.
Take your turn.
On your end step, I'm going to tap for 5 and my Atzel to bring Chatterfang to the battlefield.
Nice.
Now I'll take my turn. I'm going to tap 1 and 2 and play the card that was on the top, and I love playing instants at sorcery speed. This is Cash Grab. It's going to have me mill 4 cards and then put a permanent card from among the cards milled this way into my hand. if I control a squirrel, hi Chatterfang, or I return a squirrel card this way, I create a food token. So let's start with the mill. We're gonna mill Corpseberry Cultivator, Squirrel Sovereign, a Swamp, and 3 Tree City.
Wow, 4 permanents.
I'm going to choose to put Squirrel Sovereign into my hand, and that will create me a food token, and my favorite thing, a squirrel. All right, so here's what I think. I think no matter what I do, one of my opponents is going to be dead before my next turn. So I want to get as much value off my Atzel right now. I'm going to go ahead and activate it and bring out this gluttonous troll. You guys have already seen it. I'm going to make 3 squirrels and 3 foods.
Nice.
Does that?
Yeah.
I'm not hellbent, but tapped out.
Cool. We love that.
I've F6'd.
All right. So now I have 4 squirrels and my gluttonous troll and 4 foods. I only have 1 mana. But yeah, nobody can block Chatterfang. So let's get some damage in now. Nerd Girl, free zombies is not fair. Let's swing in for 3 commander damage.
I got no blocks.
Okay,
Good to resolve.
good to resolve.
You have Maya teamwork.
All right.
Down to 5.
Baron, I might be willing to help you out, but you gotta not swing this way.
Okay, I cannot swing that way.
I'm gonna pass my turn.
I will draw 1, 2, 3. Oh, those magic cards. I might need you to kill one of the zombies for me.
Okay, which one?
Preferably the Death Touch one. But if you want to help yourself out, do the non-Death Touch one.
The Death Touch one is also the smallest one. It's got 3 toughness as opposed to 4.
Well, let's go ahead and tap this Arcane Signet, sack 3 squirrels, and kill that Death Toucher.
Diregraph Champion into the graveyard, likely to never be resurrected again.
Does anything happen when zombies die?
Yeah, I get another zombie that also can't block. Diregraph Captain does have a higher power than his base power, so Jason will trigger and I will get a card.
All right, guys, I'm getting rid of the zombies. Can we just be like a little chill?
Good time, boys.
I mean,
Good time, boys.
all right, I'm gonna move to combat. I'm gonna swing both my elf friends your way, Nerd Girl.
I will block the biggest thing.
I will have to use my mana to pump them up. 3+3+, and trample.
I have nothing I can do to that. I have no mana.
Gotcha. 14 damage is coming your way.
3 of it will be blocked and I will be the dead. But actually
Nice.
dead, not like come back dead.
Come back to life dead. Temporarily
Well, you are
dead.
a zombie.
I was pretty happy with the value engine I had going. My Commander and Midnight Reaper were drawing me a ton of cards, but it doesn't compare to what Baron's doing.
So I'm staring down the barrel at a 16 damage board over there, and I know you have a +1/+1 of squirrels in your hand over there, so like
Everything is
12
fine.
damage from this direction. So the only thing that can help me again, other than my fog that's in my graveyard, is a 4 mana cost, the One Ring.
Oh god.
So the One Ring is a 4 mana cost legendary artifact, indestructible. When the One Ring enters the battlefield, if you cast it, gain protection from everything until your next turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you lose 1 life for each burden counter on the One Ring, put a burden counter on the One Ring, then draw a card for each burden counter. I will pass my turn.
So let's do this. Let's pay 5 for a Kindred Discovery.
Oh.
It's an enchantment that says, as it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Whenever a creature you control of the chosen type ETBs or attacks, draw a card. With Kindred Discovery in play, the only decision I really need to make is how many creatures do I attack with? Do I stay home and try to protect the queen, or do I attack out and try to draw as many cards as possible? I think with all of the different ways that Queen and Baron have to make their creatures unblockable or to pick off mine so they can't block anyway, I think the best thing to do is just swing for the fences.
Or attacks.
Or attacks.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I know.
Yeah, we're gonna name Elemental, and then we're going to use Muldrotha to play the Flamekin Harbinger out of the graveyard. That's going to trigger the Kindred Discovery. We'll sack it so the Harbinger resolves first. We'll put an elemental on top of my deck. Value. Here's a Fury.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Friends? Forest friends?
Out of mana.
You're also not here right now, which means I'm the only person he can hit.
I'm here. I'm just sadly watching on the other side of a glass screen door.
It's like we can touch, but like we're this far away.
So we'll resolve the Kindred Discovery draw trigger. I'll take that Fury into my hand, and then I think it's time to go to a little bit of combat.
But we could also not.
We could not.
You should have taken my deal.
Let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and send the team to Queen of Cardboard. That's a total of 16 damage coming your way. We're going to get 3 Kindred Discovery triggers. I'll draw 3 cards.
Well, this is how we do it. I'm going to have to block the biggest thing with this little guy.
That is Muldrotha.
Yuck. All right, so I take 10.
I'm going to play this Exotic Orchard as my land for turn. We'll trigger landfall. I'm going to make another elemental, and then that will do it for the turn.
I'm going to activate my Atzel, and what I'm going to go get is my Savvy Hunter. And I'm going to have him enter the battlefield. When he attacks or blocks, creates a food token, but the reason I wanted this guy is for his second ability. I want to sack 4 foods and draw 2 cards. So I'm going to play this Path of Ancestry as my land for turn. I'm going to tap Fountain Port for this Soul Ring. I'm going to tap my Soul Ring and my Forest and play Squirrel Sovereign. Gives my other squirrels +1/+1, making Chatterfang a 4/4. And I'm going to go to combat. And
He has forests.
they both do. I can't do anything about Baron because of the One Ring. So Chatterfang's gonna come visit you, Airball.
Just visit.
Yes. And have a little snack.
It's like the worst house guest of all time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's a terrible tenant.
You're the snack.
I
4
got
damage,
awful
please.
reviews on Airbnb. Yeah, okay, I'll take 4 from Chatterfang.
Great. That is how that's gonna work. Thank you.
Thank you, B Dunsies.
Dunsies.
At the end of your turn, I will draw a card. Put a burden counter on the One Ring. I will take 1 damage from the One Ring's burden counter. And then for Sylvan Library's activation, I think I'm gonna put these 2 cards on top. I will not lose the 4 life or get my ear bitten off. All right, so I will play land for turn. I will move to combat. The crackback is what I'm looking at.
Crackback for me.
From you to me. After Airball's dead, your only opponent.
Friends. Forest friends.
Yeah, forest friends. Don't attack me next turn and I'll kill Airball.
I don't think it's in Airball's best interest to make deals with any of us.
I think if Airball gets 1 turn, he wins. He kills both of us. I think it's pretty close to
I
that.
do agree with that.
But
Yeah.
it is in Airball's best interest to make a deal if the alternative is dead.
Here's what I will tell you. I will not swing my board at you, but I will have to swing at you with one thing.
That's fine. Sorry, Airball.
You know what? I don't think you are.
You had a good chance. You lived longer than you were supposed to.
He had it coming.
I'll write something nice in the history books for you. The survivors tell the history, so.
I'm not sure you're gonna survive either.
Okay, that's fine. I'll do that. So I'll move to combat. I will swing at you, Airball, with 2 of my elven creatures. A 10/10 and a 10/12 Null Mage Shepherd.
Yeah, that's good enough to kill me.
Alrighty, elves will finally overrun their second target. Let's see if we can get a third.
Welcome to the land of the dead.
I unfortunately have no more mana, and we made a deal, so I will pass my turn.
We made a deal.
That's right.
I am going to go ahead and tap 3. Bloodline Pretender.
Oh.
That counts.
So when it enters the battlefield, I will choose a creature type. That creature type is Squirrel. When another squirrel enters, Bloodline Pretender gets a 1/1 counter. And because we made a deal, I think that I have to hold where I'm at.
Sweet. Is that passing the turn?
Yes, it is.
I live. All right, I'm gonna just let this one ring slowly kill me. Let me.
You've done almost 20 points of damage to yourself.
I know.
Yeah.
It's been bad. All right. So I'll tap that, draw my 2. I will untap. All right, at the beginning of my upkeep, let's go ahead and take the damage from the one ring first. I'll take 2. And then I will do the Sylvan Library. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I will take 4. I'll put 1 card back and I'll take 4.
Interesting.
Okay. Okay, so we have the land drop for sure.
Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna make it to my next turn, so let's go ahead and activate the one ring and draw 3. Okay, I'm gonna have to play this very slow, sorry. So we're gonna tap 2. We're gonna show a Lightning Greaves.
Okay.
Lightning Greaves says 2 mana for an equipment artifact. Equipped creatures has haste and shroud. Just for fun, while we're waiting, equip to Azuri. Any responses?
Nah.
Okay. I'm going to go with the 2 mana for a Devoted Druid. Devoted Druid is a 2 mana cost 0/2. Tap to add a green mana to my mana pool. I may put a -1/-1 counter on Devoted Druid to untap it. The triggers on the stack, if this spell resolves, does it enter the battlefield?
It resolves.
Okay. Well, tree will resolve or trigger. I will put 2/1 counters on it. I will go to move the equipment to the Devoted Druid. Any responses?
No response.
Let's see if this will help me. So let's go ahead and tap you for a mana. 1 mana. I will untap you, reducing a 1/1 counter. 2 mana. Untap you, remove a 1/1 counter. 3 mana. Untap you, put a -1/-1 counter. 4 mana. Little helper friend right here will show me I have 4 green mana floating. I will use that 4 green mana, tap 2 more additional mana for a Pathbreaker Ibex. Pathbreaker Ibex is a 3/3 goat. Whenever Pathbreaker Ibex attacks, creatures you control get +X/+X and trample until the end of turn, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. It is a fake Praetorhoof Behemoth. Tribute the Woltree will trigger. I will not put 2/1 counters on it, but instead I will draw a card, I think, because it powers 3 or greater. So I will draw a card. I will go to move the Lightning Greaves to the Pathbreaker.
You got it.
All right, guys, this is where the Queen of Cardboard herself does not fall for all of my lightning rods, which is unfortunate. I did not quite get the attention away from this card right here. So I will tap 3, and I will attempt to cast a Circle of Dreams Druid. Circle of Dreams Druid is a 3 mana cost 2/1 that adds 1 green for each creature I control. Okay, I will trigger the Tribute of the World Tree and put 2/1 counters on it when it enters. I will go to equipped the Lightning Greaves on the Circle of Dreams Druid. Any responses? I'm gonna go ahead and tap 1. I'm going to cast a Corian Ranger. Corian Ranger is a 1 mana cost 1/1 that says return a force to your hand and untap target creature you control. Activate this only 1 each turn. Any response to it being on the stack?
I'm not going to respond for a while.
Okay.
Baron keeps asking me if these cards resolve. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't have a counterspell on Golgari, but what I do have is Zat's Will. So what I'm waiting for is for him to swing out, buff his whole board, and then he's gonna have to sacrifice the biggest creature. On top of it, I'm gonna get a Thrall, maybe a couple of squirrels off of that, and I think I have enough life and enough blockers to come back and kill him.
For Tribute of the World Tree, I'll put 2/1 counters on Corian Elf. I'm going to tap Circle of Dreams Druid for 6 mana. I will use 5 of that mana to cast a Vivian, Monsters Advocate. Vivian's Monsters Advocate is a Planeswalker. It has 3 loyalty, and it says you may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. +1, create a 3/3 green beast token, put your choice of Vigilance, Reach, or Trample on it. -2, when you cast your next creature spell, search your library for a creature card, lesser converted mana cost, and put it onto the battlefield. I'm gonna look at the top card of my library. I'm going to uptick Vivian to get a 3/3 beast. This will trigger Tribute of the World Tree. I will draw a card. I will use my 1 floating. And then I will tap here for 2 mana total to cast a Leaf Crowned Visionary. It is a 2 mana 1/1 that other elves you control get 1/1/1. Whenever you cast an elf spell, you may pay green. If you do, draw a card. That will activate Tribute to the World Tree. So I'll put 2 1/1 counters on Leaf Crowned Visionary. I will go to move the Lightning Greaves over to Pathbreaker Ivax. Any responses?
No.
Okay, I will activate Corian Ranger to return a forest to my hand and untap Circle of Dreams Druid. Any response? Okay, I will move back the Lightning Greaves over to Circle of Dreams Druid. Pass my turn.
Okay, on your end step, I will activate my Otzel and bring back Ivy Lane Denizen.
Nice.
And then I will activate my Sonic Screwdriver to scry 1. Put that at the bottom.
Like, the quality of this game has changed. It was like very open and friendly, and now we are going to kill each other.
They killed the friendly zombies and elementals.
I know, how like they stomped on a jelly bean, and yeah.
Mother Earth is angry. All right, I have no other response before end step.
Okay, me neither.
Cool. Baron, here's the problem. I either kill you or you kill me.
Life is like
Checks
a
out, checks out.
hurricane.
Yeah.
This is why people come to watch this show. Cutting insight.
Whoa, I feel so smart. I am going to tap 3 to play Squirrel Mob. Squirrel Mob is a 2/2 squirrel. It gets +1/+1 for each other squirrel on the battlefield. So when Squirrel Mob enters, Chatterfang will get a 1/1 counter, and Bloodline Pretender will also get a 1/1 counter. I am going to tap 2 to play Verdant Command. I get to choose 2. The first is I'm going to choose target player to create 2 tap 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens. I can also counter a target loyalty ability of a planeswalker. I can exile a card from a graveyard, or I can have target player gain 3 life. So I'm going to choose to create 2 tapped 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens. So because I have Chatterfang out, I will create 4, and I will also choose to gain 3 life.
Nice.
All right,
So
Chatterfang's getting big.
4 creatures enter, and I will put 4 1/1 counters on Chatterfang. And Bloodline Pretender targets itself, so it will get 4 1/1 counters as well. Going to 5. So we're gonna go to combat. I'm going to activate my Sonic Screwdriver and make my Gluttonous Troll unblockable.
Oh no.
I know.
Quick, get rid of your forests.
I get rid of one of them with this Corian Ranger.
Desert elves, desert elves.
And then I'm going to swing in with my Bloodline Pretender, my Chatterfang, and my Gluttonous Troll.
No, so you have 2 unblockable creatures?
I do.
Ugh. Well, the best I can do is I will tap 4 of my elves I control, activating Null Mage Shepherd to kill your Bloodline Pretender.
Okay. In response, I'm going to tap my Path of Ancestry, and I'm going to sacrifice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squirrels to give Chatterfang +6, -6. So he has 7, 10, 15, +3.
Man, I don't think I have anything. I can look at the top card of my library because it's my God-given right.
18 damage.
I have nothing.
18
I got
damage?
squirreled. I got squirreled.
18 damage will do it.
I can't trust you at all, given that you rolled the dice, it told you to attack Nerd Girl, and you still attacked me anyway.
Don't gaslight me.
No, you were odd. I was even, because I remember being
Not
upset.
very nice of you to say.
I was upset that I was not odd, and then I was like, oh, thank goodness, because I
It
always
wasn't
choose
me,
odd.
it was the dice, all right, guys?
This game was wild. I felt like every deck had a chance to win at one point or another. There were deals being thrown around, wipes happening, huge amounts of damage. I felt lucky even to be there. This deck really did some work and held in through a lot of problems.
Special thank you to today's featured sponsor, Marvel Strike Force.
If I had a nickel for every time that you downloaded Marvel Strike Force, and then I would have 1 nickel for every person it's not how the deal works, but it's really that easy. Just download the game, and then that supports the show directly.
And then maybe you won't have to be playing as many bad cards.
I don't have to, right?
You guys can download the game by using the link down below in the description to support the show.
What you doing?
I'm just seeing if my mana works out, as it rarely does.
5-color mana decks, it's
Yeah.
tough.
Can you cast your commander yet?
Oh, he could have.
Yes.
He could have turns ago. He just,
Okay.
it's Horde of Notions, it's just like, okay. Forest Walk. Who would have thought the trees were gonna be the things that betrayed me? It's time to hang up the ears.
Don't forget to support your favorite commander show by doing something you were going to do anyway, and that's buy Magic singles. And you can do so by using our sponsor, TOA.
It really is that easy, and Tales of Adventure has a wide selection of singles from the most basic printings all the way through the most premium versions. And they've also started stocking sealed product now, so you don't need to go anywhere else for anything Magic.
And you get 5% off your entire order when you use code DECKEDOUT at checkout.
And you should know by now, the link is down in the description, right there.
Now the kiss.
Well, I hope that teaches Baron a valuable lesson. All this time he was saying that I was the threat, when the squirrels are actually what did him in. Turns out he was barking up the wrong tree the whole time.
If you're building decks and you're not using Moxfield, then I feel bad for you. It just is the best tool for organizing, customizing, and collaborating on all of your decks.
In fact, it's the only way that our team can keep up with building sometimes over 20 decks per month. And it's the way that we can share our deck lists with you in a nice, easy format.
You can always support the show too, just by following us on Moxfield, where you can find every deck that's ever been on the show.
Making a deal with NerdGirl really doesn't seem like a good idea. I agreed to help out, and now my entire board's gone. I'm not sure how I'm gonna overcome that.
The zombies didn't take the win today, but I'm very happy with how the deck played. It showed just how explosive these decks can be. And we'll always get resurrected tomorrow. Ultimate Guard is the industry leader in TCG accessories.
And Ultimate Guard products are the way that all 3 of us on the Decked Out team are able to organize, protect, and display our collections. And they're the best way to show off all of our cards on camera for you.
So make sure you use the link down below in the description to support the show and pick yourself up some amazing upgrades. Big thank you to all of our patrons and YouTube members for helping make this content possible.
It's specifically thanks to patrons and members like you, Tom and Chris. That covers pretty much all of the actors in the Marvel Universe, right?
Just about.
Tom and Chris, because you are the reason we can keep this show weekly, and that means so much to us. Thank you.
And don't forget, you can always become a part of the show by signing up for our Patreon, unlock exclusive perks, sign tokens, spell table games with us, even get us to play your deck list here on the show.
And of course, Thomas and Christopher, you can always support the show by clicking like and subscribing to the channel. That is all we have for you for today. We'll see you next time on
Decked Out.